Hi, Vasilis.
Hi, Zori. How are you?
It's snowing outside.
Really?
Yeah, again.
Look at here.
Oh, God.
It's a bit windy, but full sunny.
And it's something like, what, 300, 400 kilometers from Sofia. It's not so far.
Only 300?
Mm.
Maybe. How many kilometers is from the borders to Sofia?
Around 200.
Okay, then it's like this, because from Thessaloniki, let's say, to the borders is less than 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
Maybe it is 80, 85, something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
Yes.
said this wave of cold weather will stop in Bulgaria. The border wall is very, very strong in Greece.
True. Yes. Yeah. Yesterday we had a thunderstorm with these.
Really?
Yeah, really strong, like in spring or in summer, with thunders and everything. And today it's snow, and I just want to be, in bed with a book and just hide.
Okay, go then. It's okay.
We have 4,700 today infected.
Cases?
Yeah.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That's too much.
Here in Greece, actually the government today, maybe in the...
Hello, Zori.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, good. Despite the bad weather.
Today, the government decided that tomorrow they will have let's say, a big meeting with all the scientists and the commerce, the minister of commerce, and so on, because the situation is not good. The financial situation is very bad, so they decided to change the measures, because I think we have now the worst and the most strict measures around Europe. Imagine that we have to go back at home at 7 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah, everything is closed. There is not open school, commerce, shops, nothing except supermarket and gas station, and the most needed things. And we had many riots, a lot of riots every day. Yeah. Hi, Vitor.
Hi, Vitor.
And as they saw that people are complaining and demonstrating and all this, they decided that tomorrow they will have a meeting in order to change the measures, let's say, to reduce them.
Yeah, well, maybe this Friday, Sofia will be closed again.
Really? Huh?
They decided to install measures on a regional basis, depending on how many cases there are, not nationally. And probably Sofia will be closed. We have more than 500 cases per 100,000. So
it's too much.
Yeah. The hospitals are near the limit. So
yeah, here in Greece the same. Vitor,
no.
How is the situation in Portugal?
Is here we have already the bad moments. Now everything is much better. The only problem is that teachers should be vaccinated this week with AstraZeneca, and the government decided to cancel the AstraZeneca vaccines. So the teachers from preschool and primary school will not have vaccine, so they will be working but without having vaccine, because AstraZeneca was cancelled in Portugal. But the situation here is quite much better than it was 1 month ago. Yeah.
Good. Really? Well, good weather will probably help.
Yeah.
To us as well, but still, it's provoking other illnesses as well, and it's really.
Also,
so before guys, may I ask? before we are gathering, who will be first? And are we sure we have, Vasilis, we have 3 breakout rooms? Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And Vitor is going to be 6.
It's groups of 3 persons. But I will organize the groups and you just have to, I will prepare the organization of the groups and then you open the groups.
Okay.
When it's my time, I will create such like a small map where I put the names of the persons and then you just create the groups.
Okay.
Vitor, if you would like, for me, it's okay if I follow you. If you want to start, it's okay. If you don't want, also it's okay.
No, no problem. As it is planned, is okay. If you want, if it is planned for you before, you start before. It's okay, no problem.
Okay. So let's start. I would like to start, and then Vitor can continue.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe just a few more minutes so that we are all on board.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, everyone.
No.
Hi.
Δεν έχει κάτι, το ψάξα.
Εντάξει, τώρα δεν προλαβαίνω κιόλας να δω γιατί θα αρχίσω και πρώτος.
Δεν είναι, πήγε στο 15, στο 16 δεν έχω, okay.
Also, the Greek government decided to continue with AstraZeneca vaccine, and we don't have. We didn't stop. We still vaccinate people with AstraZeneca.
Oh, okay. But
Waiting, of course, with the final, let's say, report of European Medicine Association or what is.
Yeah, but you know that the Portuguese teachers are very important persons. So we don't want AstraZeneca. They are afraid to kill the teachers and then who is going to the school with the students? The politicians, they cannot give lessons. It's impossible.
No.
Politicians cannot teach. They can. The only they can do is to order.
Yes. So that's why they canceled AstraZeneca for teachers. They are afraid. And even the parents, after being with the kids at home during such a long time, they are thinking how important the teacher is in my life. They finally discovered that they cannot have the kids at home so long time. So they need us.
So maybe you saw what Antonio chatted.
Yeah. No. He's not disappearing.
I don't think Italians are
Please.
not in such a danger.
Let's start the meeting as soon as possible because I don't know how much I can stay here.
Okay.
Antonio, stop it.
Do you have a gesture for disappearing? Poof or something?
Hello, hi everybody.
Hi, Andrea.
Hello. Hi. Okay, it's 33 minutes past 3. I would say that we start and we have a recording. If anyone misses anything, they can catch up. Okay, so I'm giving the word to Vasilis then. Happy to see all of you on board.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, good afternoon, my dear students.
Good afternoon.
Good
I think
afternoon.
you are students, huh? Look at me, I am your teacher. I am Nicholas. Forget anything else. And are you okay?
Yeah, more or less.
Yep.
How was the lesson till now?
Great.
Do you feel okay? Do you feel tired? What do you feel?
Fresh like a bird.
Like a daisy.
Okay,
As a
so,
cucumber, as a daisy.
So I suppose that you saw the scenario that I sent you some days before. Okay.
Yeah.
Does everyone knows the scenario? Does everyone read it? Okay then. So I have a proposal for the today's lesson. What do you say if we take the roles of the scenario's heroes? Because there are some heroes in the scenario, the people who are in favor with the project and people who are against the project. And also there is the members of the municipal council. What do you say? Can we proceed like this? Can we take some roles?
Let's do it. Okay, our roles.
Thank you very much. So what if we divide it in 3 groups? And let's say that the first group will be the members of the municipal council and the mayor as well. The second group will be the people who are in favor for the project. And the third group will be the people who are against the project. And after you randomly will be divided by our principal, Ms. Zornica Staneva, who will make the division in 3 groups. You will be given the characteristics of each group. Here in this document, you will find some persons, some characters with some arguments that they have in favor or against the project, and of course the characteristics of the members of the municipal council. So according to them, you will have 10 minutes to discuss among you, to organize the policy that you will support. In the discussion will follow after the inner, let's say, discussion you will have as a team. And after the discussion, we will discuss all together, having always in the head of the discussion the mayor. So for the group of the members of the municipal councils, you have also to select or to elect the mayor. But do it a bit fast, please. Don't make all the pre-election process. We will have to support our policy. I mean that we have by discussion and through dialogue to support if why we are in favor and why we are against the project, and what is the opinion of the members of the municipal council. Is it clear, or do you want some more explanations?
No, it's okay.
Ms. Zornica Staneva, our principal, will send you the characteristics of each group. And I think we are ready, Ms. Principal, to divide the students in 3 groups.
Okay, Nicholas. Well, let's decide that room 1 will be the neutrals. Can you please remember that? Then room number 2 will be the negatives. And the last room will be the positives. I believe that the chat will be accessible for everybody, even in the breakout rooms. I mean, after we are in the breakout rooms. So I am putting the 3 characteristics in the chat. Okay. They are visible now. Yeah. So neutrals will be for room number 1, then the negatives for room number 2, and the positives room number 3.
Zori,
yeah.
One thing, I don't think that we can, read them while we are in the breakout room. So we have to copy them somehow. I'm not sure if we can see them.
Well, if we are not sure, let's download them.
From my own experience, I have never used them. My students never access them while they were in the breakout rooms. I asked them to access them before, to copy them before, and then.
Okay, so will you copy then the free files, please?
And then, yes.
Okay,
Δεν ξέρει αν μπορούμε να το διαβάσουμε. Ενώ
give me a sign when you are
να
ready.
το διαβάσουμε. Μπορούν να τα δουν οι ομάδες. Αυτή λέει ότι δεν ξέρει αν μπορούμε να το κάνουμε αυτό.
You can do this if you use Padlet with columns. But okay, next time, sorry, next time, next time. Yeah.
Okay. I am assigning the people very quickly. Okay, I mean, as quick as possible. Well, yeah. So I'm opening the rooms and we will have 10
Minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, let's do it automatic then.
Εγώ πού είναι εδώ. Δεν είναι.
And
Δεν άνοιξες εσύ.
open the rooms.
Α, κάτσε να πάω στο 2. Είσαι έχει εδώ έτοιμη. Είσαι δηλαδή στους negative νομίζω. Okay. Let us please know who is the mayor. Oh, very well. So, you know your rights, you know your obligations. So let's start the discussion.
Okay, so the positives of the positive part, what are your arguments?
If you want, if you want to speak, you can raise your hand and the mayor will give you the speech.
So we can use reactions?
Yeah, of course. Otherwise, you can use, you can raise your hand.
Like this.
Okay. Please, Kostya, you can begin.
So, as an ecologist who has been in several projects, several ecological projects, some of them have been neglected, but the countries who have neglected their ecological projects have really been going down all the time. So we need to be forward thinkers. We need to really think about our future, about our children, about our quality of life. So let's do this together for our city, for our environment. And let's not just let this think like so many projects do. Let's really get people's attention in this. Let's engage in social media. Let's engage in posters. Let's make children draw and paint and let's put their paintings in schools. Let's get their attention everywhere. So we can have it on different layers. Different circles of our society, because this is really very important. The air we breathe, the water we drink. So this is our future. We need to do this. We need to do this for our city.
Okay, thank you. Svetla, do you want to continue?
Yes, I appreciate, young man, hearing you talking like a poet. And it sounds so nice, but you know, having a supermarket right within the city and not being able to have delivery, not being able to welcome your clients there, and losing all your income, let's say. For me, this would be a disaster, and I'm totally against it. And a huge part of our community is totally against it. I think this would be a very stupid decision, a very catastrophic one, I would say, for the small business in town. And I already said it, I will move away from this city if our mayor is so you're right. So I'm totally against it.
Okay, Ralu.
I come also from the commercial part I represent the commercial part because I own a restaurant, and actually it is in the center of the city, and I believe that we should go for the banning of traffic in the city, because we can arrange hours that we can have delivery and things for our shops and do the practical things, but the benefit of it will be really important. More tourists will come to the city, and also the supermarkets will profit from it. And like this, we can have our clients, the locals and tourists, enjoying their lunch and dinners without the gas and without the noise of the cars around the city. And also going to the supermarket can be also nicer. If we don't have the cars around, we can find practical ways for the transportation of the goods and everything in our places. But in overall, we will have as a city, because we pay taxes in the city, a profit from professional activities that will be really have really a lot of advantages if we we ban the traffic. Thank you.
Thank you. Andrea?
Yes, dear colleague, very good idea. Let's think to our tourists, to bring tourists in our city. But I think first we need to think to ourselves, the ones who are paying the taxes in the city. And we need to survive because I'm a working mother and I have to take my kids to the kindergarten in the morning and then to go to the office. So without the car, it will be impossible to reach the perfect time. If the government is not supporting us with other solutions, for us, it is impossible not to have access to a car.
Okay, thank you. Antonio?
Yes, sorry, Mrs. Ionel, do you want to bring your children to the kindergarten? Take the bicycle. Why not? It is for
and
free.
If it's raining outside and it's snowing.
You can cover your children. And what about Mrs. Todorova? You are against this decision. So what are those plants and flowers doing behind you? So you are pro the environment, and then on the other side, you want cars to go around in the city center. Oh, come on, please take the bicycle. I am not speaking because I am the owner of a bike shop.
How do I take them
just
to the
thinking about
and
our
to the
future,
school in the
our
same
children.
time?
It's my turn. I'm speaking, please. Sorry, it's my turn.
I'm rude.
Sorry, Major. Can you please mute Miss Ionel? I'm talking, please. So take the bicycle, go around, ask and give tourists the possibility to go around, to take the bicycle, to enjoy the fresh air and to enjoy our nature. And please, Ms. Todorova, get rid of those flowers if you are against this idea. Thanks.
Please give Mrs. Ivana.
I will first give to Vitor because he's raising his hand for a long time now. Please,
no, I'm the butcher in town. So how can I live and in my shop? How can I have clients without having the cars? Because the clients need the cars to transport the things they buy. So the only suggestion for the municipality is that you create such like an help to those people who want to buy electric cars. I'm against not having cars in the town, but I suggest that the municipality should pay some percentage if somebody wants to buy an electric car, not closing the town to the cars, but having clean cars in the town.
Okay, very good point. Please, Ivana, do you want to continue?
Mr. Giordano, shame on you. Shame on you. You're not thinking about your parents, are you? Shame on all of you. Shame on the municipality. I'm 76 years old and I'm sick. How am I going to get help? How am I going to go to the hospital? You're killing us. You're taking food away from the table of your citizens. If I am still alive by the next term, I will not vote for you. Nobody will.
Okay, thank you, Ivana. Elsa?
Okay, considering Ivana's speech, ambulances, I'm sure, can go through everywhere, so she won't have to panic about
they will not bring me my medicine. They will not.
Yeah, but there are lots of new companies now who can deliver whatever you want to your door. You can use online facilities in this respect, so there is no problem. Okay, and I'm a mother. We have to think of our children having a car-free place in the city will help them, will ensure them a sort of, free space, safe playground where they can play, where they can meet their friends and they can ride their bikes. So, it will be a very good opportunity for everybody to do sport. So we have to think of our children first. They are the future.
Okay. Does anyone else want to share their point of view? Or we can continue with some of the decision, the mayor and...
No, Miss Mayor, I have a objection.
Okay.
We would like, as citizens of this city, we would like to hear your opinion about this project.
Okay. As the mayor of this beautiful city, I agree with all of you, I agree that the environmental problems have to be taken very seriously, and it can become a very serious problem in the future. So we have to do something for this. But I also agree with those who have small businesses or large businesses, or they need to use the car sometimes. You cannot use only the bike every day. There are a lot of situations when you have to use a car. So I would like to propose to you a system for ride sharing, and to make sure that the people will use it. We want to offer free parking lots for those who share a ride. So if you have the possibility to share a ride, if you are only one person or two persons and you have free spaces in your car, you can combine with other people to use the same ride if you are going in the same direction. And we also want to make sure that we implement electric cars. So this way will be more good for the environment. We also thought of horse-driven carriages and electric bikes where it's possible. I know that the horse-driven carriages don't have access to small streets, so maybe only around the big parks or zones that are used for walking, taking a walk. So this could contribute also for the tourism. I want to know, what do you think of this?
You need to decide all together. You have, if the discussion has finished, and I think we must finish because we are not, we don't have only this presentation. You have to vote and you have to decide all together. If someone changed his opinion, he has to vote or whatever in the opposite side, and so on. So, Ms. Mayor, if you are ready, let's proceed to the voting.
Okay, so who wants to vote yes for this methods we proposed of ride sharing and electric bikes? Please raise your hand.
And cars.
And cars, electric cars, of course. We want to try to make everything electric, so we won't pollute the air.
And bikes.
Let's
Don't
count.
worry, bikes.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we have a majority for yes.
So project will go on.
Yes, but will be adapted so everyone will be happy in the end.
Good, that is good news.
Okay.
To project an environmental project, to continue an environmental project. So, okay, it was a bit fast. We didn't have a lot of time in our at our disposal, but how was it? How was it?
I like to be a mayor. What can I say? I will wait for...
You are not excluded.
I will wait for recommendations from you when I write it in my resume.
I will never vote you.
I was a mayor for 10 minutes.
That is good. So guys, let's go to the feedback. How was it? What do you think?
Very interesting.
Yes.
So you have to put apart your ideas and you have to defend one cause. So you have to find arguments to support your
and not only to defend, but sometimes you can change your opinion, or at least you have been informed about from the other side's argument.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is a very good
in mother language classes, it can be very useful for when you are reading a book, for example, and you can make such like a reflection about what's going on in the book that you are reading, and you can divide the students in different groups, exactly like here, where the personages are different, and then you can make a conclusion. It's a excellent way of reading a book, of conclusion for reading a book, let's say.
Okay.
And it's also a very good point in decision making, because you have to, you know, to balance, to weigh all arguments, pro and cons, and this way you learn how to be flexible, and why not to be to develop your empathy by placing yourself in another person's shoes.
Yeah.
Who happens to be against you.
Yeah, this is really true. And I totally agree. Yes, Svetla?
I was thinking exactly of this aspect of empathy, because having the opportunity to slip into the role of exactly the person with the opposite arguments, I think it's a great chance. And even I had to live it through myself. And even, for instance, if students by themselves would choose a specific role, I think it would be great to make them then play the other role. For instance,
Yes.
I'm pro, first ask them who is pro, then here we have the group pro, contra, and then just let them defend the other role from the beginning, because I think it's really a very good experience of slipping into the shoes of the other party, let's say.
I have a question to all of you. Do you think that students can improvise in this method?
Yes.
They would love it.
They are always improvising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how much material they're provided with beforehand.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a more complicated, more complex topic with more characters, more points of view. If you provide them with enough background information, or if they have a lot of time to prepare even, then it can actually be expanded quite a bit.
Antonio?
Yeah, it was not the first time I was involved in a similar exercise, but to be honest, I like the fact that there were some specific characters. Everything was really specific. So if I'm thinking from a student perspective, that would be really useful, because if you leave the floor without non-specific characters, the following conversation would have been quite, you know, generic and not so involving. Having specific characters, I think that it is really helpful.
That's why we sometimes we give specific characters in order to limit the discussion and to limit the lesson, let's say, because otherwise, you know, especially in Greece, we can start without finish. What do you say, Ralu?
Probably right. Though I have to say one thing only. It doesn't look like this now, but when I was a student, especially in adolescence, I didn't like participating at all. I was a very shy character, and it was very difficult to me even to do a simple question to the teacher. So I was participating only if the teacher was addressing the speech to me. So I always take under consideration this thing, because I was like this, and it took me many years after. Actually, in the university, I changed my character with the interaction, and probably because I was older also, but during adolescence, it was awful. I couldn't, so I wouldn't participate actually in any of that, not only this method. Anything would be difficult for me. I don't know, I don't have the experience of classes now. I don't know, I don't have your experiences, so you can judge more, but this is my personal.
I was thinking the same, Lulu, because there are some shy people or children, and I was thinking about some very short exercises that are given usually to actors, like from the Forum Theater or from the Theater of the Oppressed, that warm up the atmosphere, and you somehow add value to the whole experience of studying, because the focus is studying and facts and discussion. But if you draw their attention away from the studying, discussion and everything, and tell them that now I will show you some techniques which are used for real actors, and they're very simple exercises which are very applicable.
And with bigger classes and helping the shy ones, you can organize those groups for roles, and by giving each group a certain role to develop. And by working together, they will develop the roles, and everybody will contribute, and everybody will know what the others will say in that position. So this is also helpful and it works with large groups and with shy groups, because they, everything is arranged, is organized step by step. Focus on a role and then on interaction among roles.
In this point, I would like to transfer all the thoughts of my wife. Sometimes we have the role of Google Translator. So she said, as she's a teacher as well, she says that they use in the school, they use sometimes this method mostly in environmental education, also in education of a consumer, how to consume, how to behave when you are a consumer, and she strongly believes that this method developed the critical thought, and also what else? They also use it in some, let's say, debates, but between groups about the good and the bad things of internet. So the students can create a global opinion about the goods and the bads on the subject. Do you think that we can use it in some other lessons? For example, in geography?
Definitely, yes, of course.
Depends when you're talking about production and deforestation, for example, which are topics that would be covered to some extent in geography, yes.
Yeah, in geography, maybe this is an idea that we had now. We can, let's say, stimulating a game, knowledge game about some countries, and we have to prepare the students or to ask them some things, or if they have to present their country or their city or their area, they have to prepare, and then they can take the role of tourist agent or hotel owner or whatever. It works around the tourism, and they can present it. And what I wanted also to say is that according to what I have read, and I don't have enough experience in the theoretically part of role playing, because I played theater and I know how to play, not how to teach all these things, is that we have two versions of a role play method. The one is when we take roles of persons, of human beings, let's say, and the other one when we take roles of elements or ingredients or some objects in general. For example, we could organize the planetic system, giving roles to the students for the sun, for the other planets, and then we have to ask them to put according to put in a row according to the distance that they are from the sun, and then according to their size, and then according to the way that they turn around the sun, because not all the planets turn from the from the same route to the sun, and so on. We have always to, of course, to combine and to try to get involved the students creatively in the process. Otherwise, if we stay in our desk and speaking, I think the teachers know better than me that we're gonna lose the students.
It could work also in physics or chemistry.
Yeah, in chemistry, yeah, for sure.
Chemistry, for example, you can put children to start being the I don't know anthrax, I don't know, and
Yeah,
start
carbon.
connecting, yes, carbon, and start connecting in the way carbon
Yeah,
connects.
all the chemical reactions.
Or the movement of atoms and electrons or things like this. It's easy to do it, I think.
Also, my wife, they have already done a project about water in the nature, around the nature, and they made some role-playing sketches, let's say, with the utility of the water, and as they say, it was quite okay for them and very good for the students.
Even in math, some problems can have 2 or 3 ways to solve it. So you can put some students defending one way to solve the problems.
Yeah. And also, that's why I said from the tutoring videos that we need always the support of the teacher, because sometimes maybe students can go out of the topic, or they will start to have a conflict or a fight between them. But that's why the teacher is there in order to stop or to put the limit, or to continue creatively the process. To be honest, my presentation is uploaded in Google Drive, but as I don't like to present what I have written, I think it's better to act all together, and because I think we have better results on it. I don't have something else to say. I don't know if it was okay for you. Of course, we can improve it and we can develop it. You know, I hate online. I prefer mostly the alive communication, but I think this is the best we can do now these days.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank you very much. And
thank you.
Thank you, Vasilis.
I give the floor to my lovely butcher, Victor Costa. No. Sorry, I will not take your position. You are the principal. You are the boss.
No. Thank you, Vasilis. I believe it's absolutely applicable. We have seen it even in physics. And yes, I agree that the role of the teacher is really important also to check the scientific value of what the students are presenting, because they might go off also in that domain. And it's important the message that they pass to be scientifically correct. Yeah, but otherwise it's absolutely fantastic, and it makes them think on their feet and get into different positions and change their minds and develop this creative thinking. So yeah.
Maybe in the beginning, when we gonna start the lessons, we will face some troubles or some difficulties, but I think if we continue, then we can overcome all the problems.
It is a learning process.
Yeah. So it's role playing plus debate. So this is a combination, which is great, works fantastically with teenagers, especially with young people. So it's very good.
Sorry, Elisa, can you repeat, please?
So your method is a combination of role play.
It's not my method. I am not the owner.
Plus debate. Yeah, plus debate. So children, I mean, students should be introduced to debate rules and role playing before engaging in such activities, but they work very, very well with.
This is what my wife said right now. She said that it could be much more creative if we give the responsibility to the students to find, let's say, the arguments. But in this case, we are in danger to open this is the only problem.
Pandora's box.
To cannot manage the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Vasilis. Okay, Victor, how do we proceed now?
Okay, so I will try to open. I will try to open something. What is this? Sorry. What's happening? You don't see the screen?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
You see the screen?
Yes.
You see me or you see the text?
The slide.
The presentation?
The presentation.
Yeah, it's the first slide of your presentation, probably.
Okay, okay. So, because we will try to make something that normally we do in a presential way, but online it's a bit more difficult, but it's possible. So, future classroom methodology of teaching. The main objective for this methodology is less teacher, best teacher. Less teacher, best teacher. Let's talk a little bit about it. But before we start today, I would like to organize the working teams so that everything can be ready in time. This activity starts by using a simple educational game called Me Too to help teachers to organize the working groups and to develop an activity that can be used with students for class atmosphere, empathy, and acknowledgement of diversity. The rules for these, normally in a presential way, you can see it. So normally the rules that we use are each participant is sitting on a chair. We ask each student to think of a personal fact, experience, or characteristic that they believe is unique to them and to which no one can say me too. Each participant stands up and states something he thinks is unique about him. That's what I'm going to ask you, to think about something like similar to this. I have a dog, I have a bicycle, I speak 4 languages, my cat has green eyes, I am vegetarian, something like this. And the others, so if no one else is able to say me too, they get applause and they sit down again. Then the next person in the circle stands up and gives their statement and so on. If someone can say me too to any statement, the first 3 will belong to the first working group. So that's the way we are going to organize groups of 3 persons. The second round begins. Take 3 chairs. In this case, it's not 3 chairs. Online, it's you just don't stand up your hand or don't say anything else and wait. And another student stands up and states something he thinks unique about him or her. When all participants are included in a working group, the activity ends. So it's ready to start. So the idea is that now we are going to think about it. So please tell me something that you think that the others don't have. And if you have, you just say me too. Yes?
I had 2 birth certificates.
Somebody? Nobody. Another thing. Yes?
I have skydived.
I have?
Muted.
Sorry?
It's my turn.
Yep, it can be.
I have 2 wedding certificates.
Somebody?
True.
No. Something that the others can have. Think about it.
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. Nobody has 2 dogs.
I have dogs.
I have dogs. Me too. You have to say me too. Me too. So, Jose and Vasilis, you belong to the same group for now, but we need more persons. We will see. We will see. Jose has a dog.
Not the same.
And Vasilis has a dog. Okay, anything else?
I also have a dog, but are we counting the dogs or?
No. So
Okay.
you can be also in the same group of Jose. Zornica.
Sorry.
Zoris.
Okay, somebody else has a dog?
I wish I had one.
I wish I had one. Okay, but
I like sports.
complete. Second group.
Wait,
I like dance.
I
like dance.
Okay.
Me too.
Me
Everybody
too.
likes.
Ivana,
Everybody does.
Ivana and
Evie. EVE.
Evie. Something like this.
Yep.
Evie. Okay.
Does it count?
Sorry?
Does it count if I like to dance when nobody sees me?
Okay. What's the name?
Anka.
Okay. Second group is done. So, anything else?
I paint.
I paint.
Painting.
Painting. Somebody?
I also like painting.
Also, names, please.
Elsa, Ralu,
and
Ralu.
Elsa. Z.
It's okay.
Elsa and?
Yeah. Okay. More interesting. Ralu.
Ralu.
Rallo.
Ralu.
R.
Ralu. Okay. Anybody else?
Can I be part of 2 groups?
It depends. No, you cannot. You cannot.
Okay, so I stay with the dancers.
Yes. What's your name? Anka.
Anka is there.
So Anka wants to move to this group. So we need somebody
she
else
would like
in
to
this
stay
group.
with the dancers.
Wants to stay with the dancers.
Sorry?
Wants to stay with the dancers.
Who wants to stay with the dancers?
Anka.
Yeah, she's not into painting so much.
I was already in the dancers group, so I said I will remain then because it was my first choice.
Okay, so we need somebody else. We didn't participate yet.
Anka vai para o grupo 2.
Nobody can belong to 2 groups, just 1 group.
I want the painting.
Painting, it's Ivana and Evie?
No. Painting is Elsa, Ralu, and Ina.
So
and Ina.
And Anka. Anka, it's okay.
Anka
goes to.
Just 3 persons. We cannot have more.
Anka is in group 2.
Yes.
Anka is in group 2 and Ina is in group 3.
Ah, okay, sorry. So it's finished. Anybody else is missing?
Group 4.
Group 4.
So who?
Antonio, where are you?
I play an
Antonio,
instrument.
have you disappeared?
I play an instrument.
I play
music.
instruments. Antonio is playing instruments.
Come on, Konstantin.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, I'm also.
What are the names that are missing?
Yes.
Svetla.
Sorry?
Svetla?
Svetla.
Yes, it's like Svetlana, but without the na.
Yeah, and
Svetla.
anybody else?
Konstantin.
Konstantin. Okay.
Yeah, but
everybody has a group already. Yes.
I wanted to say something else. I've been beaten by a piranha. I've been beaten by a piranha. So, who? Anybody else?
Me too.
Oh, really? Okay.
You've been beaten by what?
A piranha.
A piranha.
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 In Brazil.
Okay.
So
we have the groups already. We can start.
Yeah.
What about Andrea?
What about Andrea, group 4?
Andrea wants to belong to which group? Andrea? You are not in any group, Andrea?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, but I'm walking. I have an appointment to the doctor, so I'm just listening to you, but I can't speak.
Okay. So let's go.
Sorry.
The groups are organized. Zori, you took a note of everything?
Yes.
You can go. Okay. So in this lesson, you will just need a mobile phone with internet connection and your computer for the video conference, of course. Why? You can also do it in the computer, but sometimes we think that in most of the schools in the world, especially in the south of Europe, students don't have the chance to have to use a computer in the classroom. So it's more practical for them to have a mobile phone. Nowadays, most of them have mobile phone. So the idea is that they can use it when we work with some ICT tool. So our conversation will start by talking, as an example, about global warming. This is just an example of the methodology that we want to present to you today. So that's why we will use this global warming to follow the methodology. Okay, so let's start. Please go to Mentimeter. You write in your mobile phone www.menti.com and you have there a question. What do you think about global warming in 3 words?
Give us the code, please.
Yes, of course. Okay, the code is 4882-9863.
Okay, wait a minute. 4882
9863.
9863. Okay.
Okay, just write in 3 words. What does it mean for you, global warming? Just 3 words is enough. Are you ready? Everybody did it? Is somebody missing? It's okay? Can we go? Okay. So here you can find your answers. So in your answers here, what you can find is that the main word means that some of you more told that it will be a disaster. If we this brainstorming is just to start talking about global warming, and when we start talking with the students about some subject, this tool can be useful exactly for starting a discussion of something. In this case, disaster, extreme weather, climate change, no season destruction, dangerous floods and things like that. I don't know if you want to add some idea about this. Do you agree with all of this? Yeah? So we can go. Let me see. We can go. So this was the starting point of this. It can be with the ICT tool, but it can be just a question and a discussion in the classroom. It doesn't need to be using ICT tool. It's just a suggestion. Okay, the objective is the driving question. In this methodology, we start making the question engaging. The best questions are easily understood and interesting. They ignite curiosity, making students eager to explore answers. So let's try to find the best driving question according to your opinion about the global warming in Mentimeter. So you set these things that we saw, and now I'm just going to ask you to work in groups. Zari will put working in groups, but firstly, let's see the rules. So the question, the driving question for you is this. If you could talk to trees, what do you think they might say? Create a conversation between you and a tree. So one of you will be the storyteller. The second one will be the interviewer. And the third one will be the note taker. So you will be doing 6 minutes, and 1 minute is to organize the collaborative work, to decide who is who, and 5 minutes to do it, okay? Everybody understood the idea?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? So one is the storyteller, the other one will be the interviewer, and the other one will be the note taker. Okay, Zori, you can put the groups working.
Maybe just to be sure that, that I understood the question. And the topic is, so we have this conversation in the group, and the topic is, yes, how does a tree feel in the concept of global warming?
You just, if you could talk to trees, what do you think they might say? So you are the journalist, and one of you is the journalist, is making questions to the tree. The other one is the note taker. So one makes the questions, the other one answers the questions. Who answers the question is the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the storyteller.
The note taker.
Mm-hmm. And the storyteller is, yeah, I was wondering where the tree comes in. So it's a storyteller.
During the discussion.
Okay, but is the conversation related to global warming or no? Or
it is the main idea is the global warming, but you can do it also in a different way. It depends on the interviewer and the tree. You just go to the street and you talk with the tree.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go.
Τώρα νομίζω ότι θα χωριστούμε όμως εδώ ξιά.
Ναι, το κατάλαβα.
Okay. Just give me a few moments. Okay, now we have a problem because Vasilis, we wrote him in 2 rooms and he cannot split.
Definitely.
Yet, I cannot split yet.
No, you can't split yet.
If I put AstraZeneca, I think I
was thinking about that, yeah.
So let's do it. Let's me and Evie go in one team, and then the other team they can replace. One can play the 2 roles. Let's say What do you say,
Vitor, which one would you like to join? The first or the second one?
I will not include, I should not be included in anyone. But if he's missing somebody, you can put me anywhere.
Okay.
You can put me anywhere.
Okay. Okay, and then here we have Elsa, and Ina. And here we have Antonio, Constantin, and Svetla. Open all the rooms.
Ωραία παρουσίαση δηλαδή.
Σε σχέση με το δικό μου.
Ρε παιδί μου, είναι ωραίο αυτό.
Okay.
Είπε για τα δέντρα αυτός ότι ο κίνδυνος που διατρέχει είναι ότι το χρησιμοποιούν για χαρτί. Ενώ αυτό...
Okay, so are you ready to talk?
Yes.
Okay, so group one, note taker, please tell us what you were discussing.
Oh, okay, it was a quite nice discussion between the storyteller and the interviewer and the tree. The tree is afraid on how people use it. They use it for paper, and they must defend. They must protect the trees, and they must adopt the logical use of the forest. The trees love the tree hugging, and from the trees, according to the trees experience, there are good and bad people. The tree said also that there must be a good balance between economy, I'm sorry, there must be a national policy in the national policy about the economy. They must be different trees in different soil. We must plant different trees in different soil. Competition is everywhere, even between trees. And the special need of a tree is space, space, and space. And the message to the politics. Oh, no, this is not the last. The message to the politics is to try to find a balance between environment and economy. And the last one is that the trees loves their homeland when they born and when they grew up, and many times people forget the rules, and the people are who break the eco chain.
Okay, very well. In group number 2.
Okay, so after our interview with the tree, I can say that it likes to live in Amazon because it has a lot of friends and it's not alone, but also it's afraid of not being sold as wood, and it's afraid of all the fires that are happening in the area because there are a lot of them all the time. It says that it needs more protection from the human and they need to plant more of them. Also, it would like to live, it will have to choose a country in Canada because there would have a lot of different type of friends and more protection. If the question if he would like to live alone or have more vegetation or animals around him, the tree said that would like to have more animals, especially birds, because they find a home in the tree, and this way the tree is not alone. Oh my God, sorry, my cat just jumped. It was like an earthquake.
No, it was dissatisfied.
So my cat was on the refrigerator because it's his place of sleeping, and he just jumped on the table. Yes, very cool. Okay, so to continue, at the question that would humans need trees to build houses, and the tree is not afraid of to be killed for this reason, the tree said yes, but hopefully they'll find other ways and use other materials to building houses, like bamboo, where it's used in other countries. And I don't understand what I wrote here. Oh, if the green parts of the tree would be a good shadow for humans to have a picnic, the tree said yes, and would like to offer his branches for humans to have shadow while they're eating a picnic. And as a message to humans, the tree said for that we need to protect more the planet because it's our mother, and the trees are a big part of this.
Okay. And number 3, group number 3. No taker.
And group number 3, I had the unique opportunity to be a witness of an interview made by a top journalist who was very well prepared with all her questions. And the unique thing was also that the interviewee was a tree 400 years old, situated in a very beautiful park in that is the oldest tree in Yash, and that tree is obviously a very famous tree because poets and writers have written, and journalists also have written a lot about this tree. And the questions, the first question of the journalist was, do you feel changes do you feel any change the last 20 years of your life? And yes, answered the tree, because it has lived long enough. It can, the tree could feel that within the last 20 or more years, there are differences in temperature. And the tree was not very happy because there were no winters, and the tree didn't have enough time to rest. The tree didn't have problems with the water because people, kind people, watered it. But light is quite different, and sun sometimes burns its leaves. And sometimes, because the question was, are only your leaves affected or also your skin? The tree sighed and said, sometimes I feel I need to wear a mask. The problem with the tree was that it wasn't, what the tree was feeling was not only its problems. It has relatives much younger, 300, 200 years old, but they do have some problems too. So it's not the age that is bothering our tree. And what it really misses is that there are no stars, and there are no differences between day and night. And the global warming has affected to a certain extent that tree, but finally the tree was so nice, and it because it cannot give autographs, it suggested the journalist one of its leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a magical story.
Very interesting observations. So as you can see, this is, oops, what happens? What happens? Are you here?
Yes. So you have to share the screen. Pick up the PowerPoint. We see your desk.
Sorry.
Top
Okay.
now.
So now
we have one more. We have one more group. Sorry.
We have one more group. Sorry. So please, the note taker.
Yeah, I know you don't want to listen to our story, but anyway,
No,
I will do that.
I want, of course, I want.
Yeah, we had this interesting interview with Constant Tree, and to be honest, it was a kind of open-minded experience, because I was the person in charge of taking notes, and I will just have, I will briefly explain. I had some arguments against trees because they host birds, and birds poo on my car, but again, it was a great experience to talk with this constant tree. And there were some technical issues, first of all, about the fact that trees communicate each other. That was the main question by the interviewer, and Constant Tree confirmed that trees amongst them, they talk and communicate a lot, but they also communicate a lot with all the other animals and with all the people. But especially with the tree, there is a kind of constant exchange of energy. There was another technical issue about if the trees miss moving around, and Constant Tree confirmed that they always move around. But the main part was an important message which was given by the tree. And the question was about what is happening to environment and how the trees feel about that. And I would like to immediately quote what was exactly said by the tree. Humans just need to be closer to each other and not being separated, because we three, we know how important it is to be connected, but people are losing this. Separation is something bad for everyone. We would love humans to plant more trees and to clean rivers. We should be conscious about feeling aware of where we live and what we suggest people to feel like a tree, meditating and standing in the forms of a tree sometimes. Living like a tree would be useful in understanding how little we are in comparison with the whole. Open your branches, look around the world, get closer and listen to your hearts. We need to forget the illusion of being isolated. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So this was the end of our brainstorming for the problem, just to think about the problem. So you made your presentations of the conclusions as note takers. So and it was really very interesting. But I would like to go on, because here the time is too short for this type of presentation. So anyway, I will try to be clear in everything. In this methodology, the teacher is just a guide, a facilitator. It's not a teacher. So now it's not a teacher in the traditional way. Now I would like to present you some ideas that you can use to prepare your classroom work in any subject. In fact, in this methodology, less teacher, best teacher just means that you have to work in 10 steps. It's a totally different way of teaching in a traditional way. So firstly, define working groups, very important. You can start by doing it at the beginning of the school year and it's done. But then you can change also during the school year. Look at the curriculum and find what unity your students need to learn. Organize a brainstorming to start the motivation of the things you want them to learn. This brainstorming can be in different ways, as you could see before. Finding a driving question. Give them some links to study and information about books to read in their school library, or even the pages in their own book. So give them not the information from yourself to the students, but give them links to find the information to help them. In in this pedagogy, some teachers decide that they don't want to give this and let them free to go. But I'm not for it. I think that we should give some links to help them, to give them because internet is a world with good and bad information, and so this is a way to find the better information. Help them when they need during the investigation process. So the teacher is there, but it's not teaching. Let them exchange ideas with their other colleagues, groups. Listen their final presentation of the work done. So the students work, exchange ideas, prepare the final work, and present the final work. Offer them a formative evaluation and a reflection about the things that they were studying. So every time when you work in a unit or something, you should make a formative evaluation. So as a teacher, what is your job? Driving question, information to look and study, and formative evaluation. Then give them new documents or link in the case that the students didn't achieve the objectives planned for this part of their curriculum. Or you also can decide to teach what is missing for the students' learning process. So it depends on the results of their final presentations. After this, I have also here some activities to promote creative and critical thinking skills. So firstly, what I presented you is the structure of the methodology, how the teacher must work in the classroom. And now I'm just giving you some tips. Yesterday, Antonio talked about something that we also think that is very, very important, using pictures for the learning process. So, for example, based on a picture like the first one, you can see intercultural friendship, and you can put the students discussing about a lot of different things based on a picture. Intergenerational also, the second one, can be very interesting for a discussion. Or observing the picture of Van Gogh, it can be the brainstorming for students' work for any subject. So this is an idea, but I have here more. I don't know how much time we have, but I will try to do it as fast as possible. So here are some ideas, not to teach, but to introduce driving questions, to guide a driving question in any subject. For example, how would life be different if there were no electricity? List 3 different ways. Explain a flower to someone who has never seen or heard one before. Write a story about the zoo without using the names of animals. Pretend that you get to make one rule that everyone in the world must follow. What rule do you make? Why? What kind of soup would you eat for dessert? Write a recipe for dessert soup. Which do you think is more important? Motorized vehicles like cars and airplanes or computers? Why? If you could choose one thing that costs money and make it free for everyone forever, what thing would you choose? Why? If you could live in a tree house, would you? What are 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages to live in a tree house? If people could not see colors, how would traffic lights work? Design a traffic system that does not rely on colors. This number 10, the students love it. Like very much, because I'm teacher of Portuguese language, and sometimes I use this also. Pretend that parents have to take a test before they can have children. Write 6 questions that would be on the parenting test. They prepare this in the classroom and they do it with the parents. I ask them to make the test with the parents. It's very funny results. Another thing, it's what I asked you to do, if you could talk to the trees. And the last one, are you more like a river, a lake, an ocean, or a waterfall, and why? So these are some ideas that we could use to develop our strategy of learning process. If you want to interrupt me, you just do it. Don't mind. Just do it. It's just a question of time, but you can make questions and you can ask what you want. I'm just trying to follow the methodology. So the second point, investigation. Links to learn suggested by the teacher. Here you can see links. I will not open it, but for example, about global warming, we have a lot of things in the internet. We have movies, we have texts, we have a lot of things that you can give to your students just to study. You also can give page number something in this book or that book, or you can let them go free and fight by themselves. It's not a problem. Okay, so the next step. Please read the text and just think how many words you don't understand. Anybody finished? Yes. How many words? 0? 0? Everybody? No doubts in English? You understand everything? Everybody finished? Yes? Oh my God. So, if you have no doubts, this book is good for you about NASA. Because look, you have fingertips here. When you choose a book for your students, you have to be sure that the language used in the book is adapted to the learning process of your students. Because if you give them a book that they don't understand, yeah, it's a bad suggestion. So here, one word, it's okay, but for you it's 0. So this book from NASA will be perfect for all of you. Okay? So let's go. Normally students, they prepare their final work in order to present into the class. But in this video conference, in such a short time, we only want to show the sequence of the methodology. So now, after what you did before, I would ask you, okay, let's work together and let's create something about global warming, because the idea was putting you working in this situation. I gave you the links. You have your own information if you wish. You have the books, and now you go working. When you after this step number 3, you work. Now you're going to exchange with your colleagues the information, and you're going to share, because one of the worst things in the classroom is that you have students that want to show you that they are better than the others. So in this methodology, we want that all students arrive to the learning process, not that you show that you are better than the others. So the idea is, okay, you create individual or in groups, better in small groups, you work, then I give you time to exchange ideas with your colleagues to prepare your final work. Okay? No doubts until here? Let's go. If you have doubts, just ask. So let's go to the next thing. So for you as an example, for final work, I just suggest you a small oral debate. Imagine that you are the president of the European Union. What could you do to solve the problem of global warming and its influence in the water? How the global warming influence your debate, the water. So who wants to start? If I was the president of European Union, who wants to start? Okay. Vasilis. Nobody wants to start? Nobody wants to be the president of European Union?
I don't want, actually, after her disastrous management of the COVID-19 situation, actually, I wouldn't like to be here. So, but I certainly hope that we will manage better with global warming than with COVID-19. So first I would rethink the policy of European Union about global warming. And apart from participating to the decisions of the Paris Convention, I think, yes, it was Paris Convention, and stick to following the rules and the agreements that we signed as European Union. I would suggest to the European partners, countries to apply their policies that are adequate to avoid global warming, and especially for water, we would need to change our policies and also start educating people in about how we it's the best way to use water. So start from the everyday life use of water and economize, really respect that we have water at this moment, awareness, understanding, raise, foster awareness, and understand that water can finish at a certain moment. And so I would start from education and then make sure that we apply all the things that we agreed for.
Very well. Anybody else wants to be the president of European Union? So you are not good students, because look back, if I was making the brainstorming, then I gave you some tips, then I gave you links to investigate, and now the conclusion, just one student is giving the opinion.
No, we think about.
Yeah. So I would also
it's heavy duty. It's a very heavy duty to be the president of European Union. That's why.
But I would also start from education, from schools, because from my own experience, I know that students also educate their parents and families. And I would, you know, start with a very simple step like water preservation and keeping it clean. So this would be my first step, you know, keeping our waters clean. And then the other steps, I'll go through all the steps.
Very well.
But I'll start from this.
Anybody else?
I will think I'll be a very harsh one. I don't know if I'll stay for the whole mandate. But yes, education is very important. So that would be for sure one of the policies that would be implemented. But I would also introduce very harsh sanctions on big businesses that pollute and they don't take care of their chemical leakages into the water, for example. I would curb the production of plastics that are not recyclable. So I will do investments in sustainable businesses on a larger scale within the European countries. And we'll have a very big push on recycling and reusing already existing garbage for production of new materials, as they do in some countries in Africa right at the moment. So we should use the best examples in that domain.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes, please.
As I strongly believe, as a president of the European Union, I strongly believe that the ecological protection starts from the ecological awareness. The first thing that I should try to solve is not to solve, but I should try to establish ecological awareness from the kindergarten for the kids, because I think that the kids are the future and they can change the world with our support maybe, but I think they are the point of the ecological awareness. And if we, let's say, create people with ecological awareness, but real ecological awareness, then I think the future will be more optimistic.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Just a small addition, if possible, to everyone else. I would say that I would work very closely with the national governments in order to check that they have installed policies to take care of the people in regions where the industry needs to be replaced with a greener one. I mean, there are large regions in Europe that rely on one or other type of production of energy, for example, and we need to change that, but not at the expense of jobs and income and benefits for the people. So we need to be very careful about that. So I would work with the national governments and check that they have the measures necessary to install in these regions.
Okay, thank you, Zari. So let's to the last point. You presented, and now as a teacher, I'm going to make you a formative assessment. So please use your mobile phones now, and I will check if you are learning something today or not. Of course, this is just for as a training. Don't take it too serious. Okay, so only 9 questions. Just go to joinmyquiz.com. And when you are ready, I start.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Are you ready, everybody? Is everybody ready? Can I start?
Just a second.
I just see José, no. I just see José and Fallout and Antonio. Zori, 4 persons are ready. Anka, Elsa, Svetla. Where are Ivana and Halu? Ivana and Halu?
I am the fallout.
Okay. So is everybody here or is missing here somebody?
I'm missing.
Are you missing? Okay, I wait, no problem. Okay, Ina and you entered, Vasilis.
Just a moment.
Okay, so my image is an owl.
Okay, so can I start?
Yes.
So 9 questions, don't be stressed. You have some time to answer. I will show the results here, but normally for the students, I don't show. But this is just for fun, just for you to understand how we can use these tools for formative evaluation.
Don't know why. Δεν με βάζει μέσα. Incorrect username.
Στο Google είμαστε. Μέσω
Όχι, στο
Google.
Join My Quiz.
Ναι, στο Join My Quiz, αλλά μου ζητάει πού να συνδεθεί.
Εγώ το έβαλα να συνδεθεί, τη σύνδεσα και με το password και δεν μπαίνει.
Teacher or student.
Τώρα το έκανα. Το τελείωσα.
Τι είναι αυτό, τι κάνουμε τώρα?
Είναι τέτοιο, πες το. Quiz.
Έχεις το τώρα, δεν μπήκες.
Μπήκα τώρα.
Ο κωδικός είναι το 124381. Αυτό το start. Και εμένα στο start με έφτασε. Δεν πειράζει, μπήκε και όσο ήρθε. Τι λέει, how many
recipients later can fill.
Πόσο λεπτό νερό χρειαζόμαστε για να κάνουμε μπάνιο.
Okay, we just to show you that the objective is important. So here I could get the results of the questions, and as an overview, I can say that all my students were learning a lot because the results are very good. As you can see, just a few answers, you could get not a very good result. So this tool is also very useful. I don't know if you know it, but maybe you know it. This is just, for me, it's an excellent tool for homework. And it's an excellent tool for, sorry, I'm talking, you understand, you listen. So this tool is very useful for homework and also for formative assessment when we finish something, to check if the students did it. It's not necessary to use paper for the formative evaluation because it can give us the results in a very easy way, and you can collect in every unit together.
And it also highlights the wrong answers, so I can reteach those parts.
Yes, and
my students
when it is the homework, right? When it is the homework, you can repeat the times you want until you can get better results. So it's very good for formative assessment. Nowadays, there is a lot of tools. There is a lot of tools, but quizzes I like better than Kahoot for this. Kahoot sometimes is more interesting for the classroom, but quizzes I prefer when we do homework and also when we do learning. Yes. So you did the formative assessment, and to finish, I still have some. I have not too much time because the time is going on very fast, but just to tell you that what we did here: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. That's what I tried to show you here during this presentation. That in the classroom with the students, if you want to be a 21st century teacher, you need to implement communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. What we do in Portugal, for you just to have an idea, what we do nowadays in Portugal. Most of the schools nowadays, they created one classroom like this you see in the picture per school, not more than one. Each school, and you don't need too much money. You just need a place with more space. It's the space of 2 classrooms together. You join 2 classrooms and you put colors on it to create the spaces where the groups of students are working. And so in many schools in Portugal already have these, and the teachers don't go there every lesson. They go there during the development of a project, for example, or during the development of an idea like this we were talking today with you. I don't know if you already know this, if you want to comment something.
So yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So you arrange the classroom into something like learning stations, and students go from one station to another. They rotate this way.
From one color to another color. It means the colors means all the spaces that I was presenting you during my presentation. So you have investigation, create, you have everything here in this place. So until you finish, if you come to Portugal, I will show you 1 or 2 schools where they already have these places.
We hope so.
One of them is participating in this project. So at least one of them is participating in this project. So if you come here, you will talk with the teachers how they manage inside this place. Anything else you want to ask? So it's not too much technology, because the question is, sometimes when we talk about future classroom, you think that we are using a lot of technology. It's not that. Technology can come, but it's just a tool. It's just the more important than the technology is the methodology, because you can have a lot of machines and you do the same job that you were doing 100 years ago. So the idea is you have to turn internet, computers, mobile phones, your workers. You cannot be slave of the machines. They must be useful for you. If they are not useful for you, just work in another way. But the idea is that you can work here in a place similar to this, with this methodology, but it depends on you. You can use more technology or less technology. Anything else? Can I go? It's to finish, because I'm just finishing. So, final reflection about this presentation. I suggest that you could go. I will send you by email, but if you want, you can keep it already in your mobile phone. If you have a QR code, you just look, use the QR code, and you can do it. If not, I would suggest that you write your opinion about this methodology in Padlet, in the link that I'm going to send you by email. But if you wish, you also take a picture. You take a picture already to the QR code, and you can do it, no problem. So these 2 tools that I show you now, I can show you, but it's just for you to very, very fast to see what is there. In Padlet, what appears? Padlet is like this. So it's a white page. What you can do, you click here in plus, and you write here what you want. Or you can just add some text and put there. So the idea is that you use Padlet for final conclusion. It's like a wallpaper. Normally, in the classroom, we use wallpaper many times. And this is a wallpaper, but it's a wallpaper digital. It's the same thing. The other one, it's just a suggestion that I think it's very, very interested, because in Portugal now, especially in the basic schools and in basic schools, the teachers are using a lot of Canva technology, because it's for presentations and different types of presentations, and the students love to do it. They like to present their final work, for example, with Canva. So Padlet is wallpaper, and Canva is for different types of presentations. I will just open and close because it's too late. We have already more 15 minutes than it should be. So it's just for you to look how it appears. In the link that I will send you, you will have something like this, and you can explore, you can make a book, you can make different things. So just look. Okay, so that's it. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really
Thank you,
useful.
Victor.
Yeah,
And it
very
covers,
dense. Very
yeah,
dense. Yeah.
yeah, and it covers aspects that other approaches don't, and other ideas.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely, it should be in. It's interesting. It's engaging for the young people of today who are constantly using their devices anyway. So with this approach, they are going to use some new learning tools. So yeah, thank you. I would suggest, you said that you will be sending information via email, these links, and the Padlet as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would suggest that any questions that arise now that we let the information sink in, we can write in the Padlet.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Just
Okay.
test it out, okay? Instead of through an email, we can write our questions and suggestions in the Padlet.
Yes, everything will appear there.
So we can have two columns in the Padlet, one with suggestions and one with questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
or-
you can
Okay.
write and the others can answer down the opinions, and it's like a wallpaper. You can write what you want.
I
Great.
put in the notes the link to the future classroom lab.
Sorry?
Okay,
I put in the notes in Zoom the link for future classroom lab.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you for telling us. I haven't noticed it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Τι λένε? Για το Padlet τα λένε αυτά.
okay.
Όχι,
This
για τις
was-
παρατηρήσεις τους.
This was lovely. These 2 days were really
Θα τις γράψω, θα μας στείλει
informative.
στο Padlet και θα...
I think, I believe it's similar for all of you. I would suggest that we use the rest of the week for any questions that we have around these tools that were presented. And then we can get back to organizing ourselves to present all these tools, to share them with our teachers in our countries, and then see who will be joining the development or the further development and testing of which of these tools.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Lovely. Okay, so there will be, I guess, further communication about that in the beginning of next week, with some ideas how we can continue with our teachers and with everything within a reasonable time scale. There was communication, I have to share this with you, by the national agency, that they expect us to provide an interim report by the end of May. So I will circulate again the file that we need to share, how far ahead with the activities we are and how many schools we have involved in the project and what activities we've had. So some specifics from you so that the report is as rich as possible. I know that it sounds really preliminary, but considering that it's 18-month projects, they are, I don't know, kind of rushing ahead of things maybe, and trying to monitor us more closely within these times of probably people not delivering what they promised due to different circumstances. So that's the information from us, but it's nothing, it's no trouble, I hope. And by the end of April, we also have the dissemination report to fill in. So please try to organize some dissemination activities, especially using all these meetings that we have and exchanges of methods that we have done lately. And yeah, I just have to thank you all for taking the time to prepare all this. Yeah, Ralu?
I'm sorry, I wanted to thank you all. First, Andrea and the EuroEd team that gave me this opportunity to participate and work with you. Thank you for being tolerant the first meeting, because I made a lot of questions because I wanted to understand how you are working and what this project is about. My internship is finishing in 1 month, and I don't know if I will continue working on this project and if I will see you again. It was really a pleasure to meet you all and work with you. And I have been working in a different field for many years now. My professional life is mostly arts and production and commissioning works, but I can see now that everything is correlated. And if I continue working in this, or even not, I hope that I will meet you again, and I will know that I can find reliable and really nice people as partners and collaborators. I hope you will continue your work in the way you are doing. Thank you very much for this experience. I might see you again, I might not, but thank you very much for everything. And feel free to keep my contact.
Thank you, Ralu.
Anytime.
Thank you, Ralu.
Who knows?
You did a great job, and don't worry, we'll keep the connection.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And you can continue to support us.
Thank you, guys.
Come to Yash, come to Yash. You know, the tree has invited you. You have to come. It's a must.
Yash, I will come for sure. So I might go also Bulgaria. It's closer than Yash. So
there is a direct flight. So
I will
very close.
The rest of my time off, because I gave to myself a period of off. I want to make some changes in thinking. I might travel around and go to Portugal, Bulgaria, all the places. And you are invited also in Athens. So.
Okay, I will come.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ralu, so much. Okay, thanks to everybody.
Guys.
Take care and we
Thank
stay in touch.
Take care. See you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.